Hello, my friends. This is Valentina Cirasola. I Today I will be talking about something quite fun because it involves changes. Japanese people believe the space that breathes is psychological important. So, welcome to my new episode of Create Beauty Every Day. As I said, it's about manipulating the space we live in. So, why the space is so important that it breathes? It's simple. It has not just to do with clutters and unclutters and things of that sort, but it has to do with um, the space that we buy, the home, the cube that we buy is we buy it because of the many amenities that it offers and because of the function each room offers. As we live in the home, we find ways to improve each space to suit our needs. And the house also lives with us. It changes as we change. One time I worked in a client's home that she entertained very little, but she read a lot. Now she had this situation that uh, her living room and her dining room were closed by a door. So she basically, when she was in the living room, she was secluded by the rest of uh, the dining room and the kitchen in that area. But what happened is because she read a lot, she needed space for to display her books, and she had no other space in her living room. It was not a room to make bookshelves and sort of things. So what I did, I created first of all, I took down that door to make the space open to the living room to the dining room. So I opened up the space, and I did also I created a particular arch, not just a conventional arch, it's just a particular arch. And on both sides of the walls, of the arch, I created bookshelves on this side of the living room and on the other side of the dining room. So each bookshelf was recessed into the walls and had lights in it, very pretty lights, and the backdrop of the walls of the bookshelves were colored in a different color, different than the living room and the dining room. So now she had this situation that she could see people coming from the kitchen into the dining room, or she could see if she was there. Play. She also played piano. When she was playing piano, she could see people maybe sitting in the dining room listening. So the dining room was also in a different situation because it was off the kitchen, but the kitchen had this strange half wall where it was you could not see a person on the other half wall. It was too tall for to see inside of the kitchen from the dining room. So I took that down too. I shortened that wall to make it like a pony wall, so you could have the view from the dining room into the kitchen. And so now the space for the dining room was much larger, or visually looked larger. And people didn't have to go around from that wall to bring food, hot food, into the dining room. So now what happened in that dining room, they used to sit to eat regularly. Their daily eating was done at the counter, on the kitchen, in the kitchen counter. Now they sat in the dining room because that room was unused. She did not have many dinner parties. So that dining room was really unused. So now she's using the dining room for her breakfast or lunch or dinner every day. She sees the view from that point where she eats in the dining room into her garden and the beautiful hills views, and very natural, very ruggedy, and also she sees the kitchen. And it's easier to serve food from the kitchen because they now pass it through the pony wall, the walls that I shortened, instead of going around the wall, with the hot pots and the hot dishes. That's very dangerous to turn corners or turn walls where you're serving hot food because you don't know who's coming from the other wall, from behind. So you could hit a person while you're having hot food. Very, very dangerous. So now the space works, is functional, the traffic flows, the vibration is much better because the space is open. And it's not that big of a house, but that eliminating that door that divided the living room and the dining room, eliminating that door and eliminating the tall wall that was not a wall, was just a tall wall open to the top in the kitchen, made such a difference. And now that it feels like the space breathes, it really breathes. And then everybody enjoys it. When and if she will sell the home, the floor plan is still the same. It will still be listed as the house offering a dining room and a living room. It's just the same. Structurally, nothing changed. But it was made to suit her need, and the need was to use the dining room because she didn't have many parties, and to have a place where she could display her books. That was important to her. And so we achieved that. And the kitchen now looks beautiful because it's a lot more airy, and it's very, very functional. So everybody enjoys that. And so basically, she gave her name to the dining room. And so let's go eat at whatever name is. And let's go eat at, let's say, Valentina's room. Valentina's dining. That's what she gave the name to her dining room. Her name was not Valentina, but I'm just making it up. So let's say when your kids are gone, their rooms are unused. Where they when they flew when they fly away, pardon, mixing the words, when they fly away, they hardly come back to stay. They might come back to visit, but not to stay. So you could turn one of their rooms, of their bedrooms, into the room that you like for your own activities. Like one other client of mine did. We turned her teenager boy's room into her own sitting room. Very pretty, very feminine, and now she, with the colors that she wanted, and now she sits in there and reads a book, or better, because it's a sitting room, she called it the tea rooms. So now she has teas with her girlfriends and whatever, person, friends that comes around, she has the tea in a tea room. And that is very pretty because it's different. And if you need to be away from other people, you want to be talking, secrets, women things, and it's like it's better that you have your own room, right? And let's say you have art, you do art, and you don't have a place to do art. Wouldn't be better if you had just that dining room turned into the art room, that unused uh, dining room turned into your art room, or your kid's bedroom turned into your art room. I think it would be better. It would suit your needs much better, and the space will be breathing. Will be breathing new vibration. Excuse me. So we call it living room because it is made for living and for living for the activities that we do while we are living our life. Some people use the great room, the kitchen, to do their daily living, and leave the living room as a museum. Fine. Some people have toys, kids' toys all over the living room because maybe that's the only way that where the kids can play. But if that's the only room, then I suggest after the kids are finished playing to pick up all the toys and put them away. Or there could be an area dedicated just for, to the kids to play, and not having the toys scattered everywhere in the living room if that is used for your living. So, once you close the door, if you have an art room, a craft room, or whatever, once the door is closed, it's your space. It's your stuff in it, and nobody will know if you have a pristine art room or craft room or a messy one. It's your room, and you make it to suit your need. So we all experience these life cycles. The function of the room determines our choices, really. What counts, it's very important, is the usefulness we give to a room. There's no point to leave a room unused or empty of activities, because that's not a good feeling. To leave a room with the same activities of the way it was one time, the way it was lived at one point, it's a lost opportunity for adding new vibrations to their home and a new living. You will even feel better once you turn in a room that is now unused. If you turn it into something else, you would even feel better. And let's say you want to write things, you write books, so I don't know, it's the activity that people do in the home, they're numerous. So you could have your own space in all those unused rooms. So that's important. It's important to give the room new life. And whoever is there, and whoever is not there to do that activity, it just doesn't matter anymore, right? Okay. So I would say don't be afraid to manipulate your rooms, and even to give the new rooms a new name. You want to have just a room with a bar? Call it the bar room. Call it your bar, call it the uh, I don't know, the Nancy's bar, call it whatever. It's also fun to come up with these things according to the function that you need that room to be. So it's very fun. Add new life and add the new vibration to the new function, and you will see that you will feel better. You will feel different, and your cocoon, which is your home, will just please you. It will. It will please you. So my short message is about manipulating your spaces the best for the best of your activity, for the best of your life, and your life will improve. So until next Thursday, we're coming up to Christmas. I will be off for between Christmas and New Year because I detox from the internet during that time. It's a very good activity to do, really, really good, to stay off the internet and just stay away from uh, the regular things that we do every day. Just do something different, totally different. I detox in that period. So I go away. I take small trips, big trips. It doesn't matter. I just go away from the internet. And whatever happens to the world, it happens. There's nothing I can do. So, as I always say, don't sweat the small stuff. So we make our problems as big as we like it to have it. I don't like to have problems, so I don't sweat. And if, as I said, something happens to the world, oh well, there is nothing I can do about it. Okay? So until next Thursday episode of Create Beauty Every Day, be positive. Let the ugly stuff rush off you. Just throw them in the back of you. Think positive, think colors, think the beautiful things that you can do with yourself, your home, your friends, your fashion. Just let it happen. Be colorful. Be colorful. And don't worry. What can it what can happen? Just be positive. Be the light that someone else wants to see. Smile. Eat good food. Drink wines. This is a time that we all need to rethink ourselves. And if you are thinking of doing new stuff for the new years, why not? This is the best time to think about it. I will always be available, whether it's Christmas or not. I will always be available. Call me. We can chat colors. We can have good time together because I make things fun. That's all that matters. Okay? So until next Thursday, I'll see you again with another episode of Create Beauty Every Day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Peace, love. See you again. Bye.